Welcome back. Well, I'm just finishing these rear wheels off now and just tidying up the bearing housing brackets and a little bit of bracing. And after all this time, it's great to have the wheels and axles on, then I can finally push this thing around. So this is the left side, bit of TIG work, couple of braces, put the axles in, the wheels on, and it all come together really well. So there's the CV going onto the gearbox on the other side, just a bit of a test fit before I finish that bracket off. So glad that's all done. It's finally starting to look like I'm going to get somewhere now. There's the original bodywork, and you can see there how much smaller it is compared to the new wheelbase. So obviously I can't leave it like that, it's going to look ridiculous. So I'm going to cut it up, make it wider, and make it match the new size of this frame. So I've had a bit of a think about it. I'm thinking the best thing is to cut that original bodywork up to separate the rear and the front, and then what I'll do is I'll cut it long ways on each side, which I'm just marking up here, and then I'll insert another bit of sheet metal to make it wider. So as I said, just start on the back first. I want to sort the back out in the seat, and then I'll get onto the front. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that yet, or what the design's going to be like. The original body's about 1mm thick, might be 1.2. I'm going to use 1mm sheet metal because I find it's pretty easy to work with. I don't mind welding that with the TIG. It's not too thin, and it's also not too thick to make it difficult to bend. So just cutting it up here, I do like to use the ultra thin cut-off wheels. Makes the job a bit easier. Get those cuts nice and straight. Just position it here. So I actually widen it by 150mm roughly on each side, so it's nearly a foot wider overall, which is pretty huge. I start off just with the 1mm sheet metal. As I said before, it's plain mild steel. Definitely don't use galv because it's a nuisance if you're going to TIG, so it's just clean mild steel. I just do one bend to start with, and I actually TIG it in, and then I sort that last bend out with it in position. The other thing with TIG is when you're doing sheet metal, if it's on something like this or a car or whatever, you want to keep the heat down. So I normally just do little welds. So when I do fully weld this, I'll just do a bit at a time, otherwise the thing will distort. So this is just the other side, the right hand side, and you can just see from both sides what it's going to look like. As I said, I think it's turned out really good so far. Here it is going on, give you a bit of an idea what it's going to start to look like. Obviously under that I need to make a little frame for it to sit on and for the seat to mount to, and then I've also got to fit the twin exhausts out the back and a few other bits and pieces. So there's the right hand side, the bend I haven't done yet, so I've just tacked it all into position. You can see the left hand side bend. I just use a panel beater sort of hammer. The bottom lip sort of bends in reverse, so I'm just quickly knocking it into play here. It's pretty close, it's a little bit here and there. I'll tidy that up afterwards, but you can see here I've tidied up all the holes. Next stage will just be finishing this back frame off before I get into the front. So there's a look with the seat, starting to look like something now, so stay tuned, there's still a lot more to go.